Thank you for joining us at Hofstra for the Catholic League Softball Championship. It is the Kellenberg Firebirds who got in with a thrilling 5-4 win over the Sacred Heart Spartans, taking on the St. Anthony Friars 21-1 on the season. I am Gavin Shaw. This is the Varsity Media Sports Network, and everything is on the line tonight. A look inside the Kellenberg huddle, led by Ken Conrad in his 29th season coaching the Firebirds. He's noted that St. Anthony's is one of the most talented teams he's seen in his 30 years in terms of opponents. St. Anthony's, again, a team primarily composed of freshmen and sophomore, their youth, their relative inexperience. It has not mattered this year as they are undefeated on the season against Catholic League competition, and they have a whole lot of talent led by Bella Cruz, their sophomore center fielder out of Belmore. She has had a dominant season, getting hits on more than half the pitches that she's faced, half of her at-bats, 9 RBIs, and is electric running the bases, 23 stolen bases. Mike Massa, in his 14th year as head coach, said she is just one of the best that the Friars have ever had at that spot. And then, of course, for Kellenberg, the star is Natalie Badiglieri. She has had a monster season, hitting the baseball, .662 batting average. Also awesome on the base paths, 18 stolen bases, a third-team All-American last year, the defending Catholic League Player of the Year. Just about as good as it gets at this level. She has scored 30% of the Firebirds' runs this season. And now for a little pregame report, we are going to throw it to, of course, our reporter, Yao Bonsu.
Thank you so much, Gavin. St. Anthony's comes into today's championship game with over 48 hours of rest, but you can't really say the same about their opponents. In fact, Kellenberg barely had 48 minutes to prepare for today's matchup. And I spoke to head coach of St. Anthony's, Mike Massa's pre-game, and he told me that he doesn't really think it's going to play a factor in this game, that it's championship softball and that both teams are going to come into today's game fully prepared. And he added that the game plan is going to be solid defense and great pitching. And remember, Gavin, this is a St. Anthony's team that was in this position a year ago. They defeated Sacred Heart in the championship game just over a year ago, and now he says that experience is going to help the team remain level-headed for what should be a high-pressure and high-intensity championship game. Gavin?
Thanks so much, Yao. I guess you could look at it two ways, right? Kellenberg is going to be in a good rhythm, having just played, or they're going to be really tired. Either way, they have a heck of a task at hand. St. Anthony's has been the class of the Catholic League this year. Can Kellenberg pull off the upset? We'll find out next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
So back to it here at Hofstra, about to get underway. Kellenberg coming off a thrilling victory over Sacred Heart. They went up 5-2. The Spartans were able to strike back with 2 runs in the 4th inning. Got 2 runs in the 6th inning. Got 2 runners on in the 7th with an opportunity to tie or win the game, but Sam Grillo at the shortstop spot made just an impeccable defensive play, tracking the ball just out of the infield over her head catch. It was one of those balls that if there's just a little miscommunication there, it could have resulted in disaster for Kellenberg, but they were on point, and it was a big fight back for the Firebirds as they lost to Sacred Heart in the first round of the double elimination, got a win over the weekend to get back into it and get this opportunity at St. Anthony. So in the Catholic League, it is double elimination. So if St. Anthony's loses today, they will have another opportunity at the championship tomorrow. Kellenberg, having already lost that game to Sacred Heart in double elimination play, will be out if they lose, and St. Anthony's will be the champion for the 6th consecutive year. We'll take an opportunity to take a quick look at the lineup for Kellenberg, as they are not necessarily an offensive-oriented group. The statement from Ken Conrad was that we are at best an average hitting team, and it tells you just how good this Firebirds program is, that he said, frankly, overall, and this is a down year for our program, and yet they are back in the championship game. That's a testament to him as a coach and the entirety of this program. You look at the top of the order, we already told you a little bit about Natalie Bottiglieri, just a monster season. The heart and soul of this team. Again, she has scored 30% of their runs on the season. Sam Grillo at the shortstop spot, hitting .262 on the year, 15 RBIs, 10 stolen bases. Extremely versatile player. And then Julia Maniscalco, the pitcher, who's had a good season at the plate, hitting just under 300, has 11 RBIs, a couple of stolen bases as well. And then Lauren Babich, the first baseman, hitting .321 this year with 18 RBIs, a consistent line drive gap hitter, and perhaps the best defensive player for the Firebirds. Her head coach, Ken Conrad, describes her as radically consistent on that side of the ball. Michaela O'Brien hitting .306 with 6 RBIs and 6 stolen bases. And Ava Golio playing left field, hitting .296 this year. Also a high-level pitcher for this team. Could potentially see her get into this game in that capacity. After pitching last game, Natalie McMichael hitting .273. Leah Fong, who has been just amazing catching the ball this year, both offensively, defensively, and mixing in some pitching. And Ava Anzalone, power hitter, who knocks in doubles and triples. And then we'll get a look at St. Anthony's defensively right before we get underway here. This Kellenberg team, again, they're really feeling good after that win. There was a celebration, but it was somewhat muted, knowing that they're going to have to go out and play again for a championship. But they certainly believe they can pull this off. The statement from Ken Conrad was that they're going to have just about a perfect game to do so. And against a defense like St. Anthony's, it'll be a tall task, as the Friars boast a lot of team speed, as we get a look at their lineup on the defensive side. And the first name to know, of course, is on the mound. Mila Fiordalisi has been pretty dynamic this year, just a 1.06 ERA, 95 strikeouts, a 10-1 record. And Bella Cruz is the name to know in the outfield, as she has incredible speed. Just one of those players who has a tendency to make incredible catches as well. On the infield, it's Sarah Bielski, it's Ava Vandernorth. It is at shortstop the speedy Jacqueline Mora, a returning all-Long Island player. Casey Steinert at third base. We already told you about Bella in the outfield. Leah Fong in left field for St. Anthony's. And then in right field for the Friars, it is Julia Murillo. And at catcher, they've had a rotation this year, but getting the start today is Valentina Lula, as we are about to get underway with Kellenberg batting first. These two teams have met twice on the season, and Sacred Heart was actually able to provide a pretty good challenge to St. Anthony's. Kellenberg has yet to do so in the 2 matchups between these teams, as St. Anthony's won the first game 7-1 and the second 10-1. So we'll see if that can shift today. Again, Kellenberg is a dynamic defensive team. They have had their issues, though, getting their bats going, and they're going to have to do it twice to win a championship. As far as the scouting report on Fiordalisi as a pitcher, she throws in the low 60s. They're still trying to work with her on her command, her ability to move the ball around, has a good curve, has a good screwball. The X factor for her is her changeup. When it is rolling, she is as good as any pitcher on Long Island. And Valentina Lula in there at catcher again. Very athletic behind the plate. And with the slightly bigger field here at Hofstra, the depth, I think that was part of the decision to start her, trying to leverage that athletic ability. So here we go. This is a matchup of 2 Division I talents. Mila Fiordalisi against Bottiglieri. Bottiglieri immediately lands a hit. And that, man, oh man, that has to feel so good if you're Kellenberg. You're coming into this game, and if you're Ken Conrad, you're telling your troops over and over again, we have to get off to a good start, and we just have to keep it within striking distance. So one big inning, one big hit can give us a chance in this game. And now it's Sam Grillo looking to continue the momentum as Bottiglieri will think about running before retreating back. Again, Bottiglieri packs a lot of speed, 18 stolen bases on the season, got a steal last game against Sacred Heart. Grillo again on the year hitting .262, chops that one out. So an 0-2 count. As Fiordalisi will look to not allow Bottiglieri any support on the base paths. Quick chop and a strike 3. Oh, no, they say she was able to check it, so Grillo will stay alive. Nice chop by Grillo out to center field and a running catch. Well done that time for Bella Cruz. Showing off that speed. That ball looked like it was going to drop for maybe a second, but just got lifted a little deeper into that center field here at Hofstra. And Cruz able to run it down. So now it's Maniscalco, who's hitting .298, 11 RBIs, 4 stolen bases. A pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. Bottiglieri goes to second. Throw is not in time. The steal for Bottiglieri. And you get the feeling that Ken Conrad, again, recognizing the talent disparity, he knows he has to be aggressive to win this game. Bottiglieri knows she has to be aggressive to win this game and generate free bases like that. Doing a good job that time around.
It's going straight to 2, though. That was weird.
Trying to bunt it was Maniscalco, with Bottiglieri on second. Ken Conrad said offensively the philosophy is to stretch the defense through bunts and line drive gaps. Kellenberg, it's an understatement to say they don't boast a lot of power, have not hit a home run all year. That one is chopped down the third base line, but foul. So an 0-2 count with Bottiglieri on second, one out, top of the first here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Good eye from Maniscalco. Again, St. Anthony's has not lost to Catholic League competition all year. Only loss on a road trip to New Jersey. As that one is hit straight to the middle. Throw off the mark. Bottiglieri will come home. Maniscalco will advance to second, and Kellenberg is on the board first. So a crucial error led Sarah Bielski off of her first base line. Couldn't quite make the catch. As that throw was off the mark. And it's a 1-0 lead for Kellenberg. And now Lauren Babich will look to continue the momentum for the Firebirds. Just one out and Maniscalco on second. Babich a foul chop. So an 0-1 count.
And then if I hit it again, it's going to, oh, maybe it's just delayed. Okay.
Babich again a dynamic fielder, but has been strong with the bat all season, hitting .321, has 18 RBIs and 2 doubles on the year. And that throw might have been a little bit of nerves perhaps from the Friars. Again, as talented as they are, still a younger team, a lot of freshmen and sophomores. Not a ton of experience on this kind of stage outside of last season's championship game. So a strikeout for Fiordalisi. And Kellenberg down to their last out, and obviously getting the run is big, but Ken Conrad talked about playing a perfect game to beat St. Anthony's, and it feels like part of that winning formula is taking advantage of the error, not just by scoring a run on it, but also advancing that runner home. Maniscalco thought about going on the drop, instead will stay parked at second. As Michaela O'Brien is hitting. Michaela O'Brien, the third baseman, hitting .306 on the year, 6 RBIs, 6 stolen bases as well. She's a slap hitter. On that one, stays in the throw, cross field, on the money. Well done defensively that time. Casey Steinert, a laser to Sarah Bielski, so St. Anthony's gets out of the inning, only allowing 1 run. Kellenberg leaves Maniscalco on second. And a golden opportunity missed for Kellenberg to tack on a second here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Thank you for joining us back at Hofstra. Today's game is presented to you on the Varsity Media Sports Network by the Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about. And it is a 1-0 lead for Kellenberg over St. Anthony's as Bella Cruz steps into the box and takes a ball from Julia Maniscalco, the sophomore pitcher. Maniscalco on the season a 4.42 ERA. As she is traded off duty with Ava Golio. Cruz up the middle. Cruz a whole lot of speed and shows it off. That would not likely be a single for the vast majority of players on Long Island. But Bella Cruz has game-changing speed. She's only been thrown out twice this entire season. Has the green light to run from first base whenever she sees fit. Now it's Jacqueline Mora. Cruz will go. Mora will chop one. Oh, and a diving catch made in left field. What a play from Ava Golio to keep Bella Cruz at first. Those are the types of elite defense that Kellenberg will need to have a shot in this one. Man, what a play from Golio. Fresh off a fantastic pitching performance, holding down that Spartans offense as Cruz will run and easily get to second. Never a doubt. So it's Josie Alfano hitting for the Friars. As Cruz thought about going, Alfano will foul. Maniscalco deals. Alfano will watch the ball dribbled behind the paint by De Palma, so Cruz will easily get into second, or third rather. So 2-1 count, 1 out. Runner is on third. Alfano on the chopper will drive home Bella Cruz to tie this game up at 1. Strong play at shortstop from Sam Grillo to ensure that Kellenberg at least got the out. Lauren Babich on the receiving end of that throw. So Sarah Bilski will step up next, the freshman first baseman out of Manorville. Bilski hitting .426 on the year, chops one back up near our broadcast booth. Sarah hitting, again, .426, 12 RBI, 6 stolen bases this year. She was an all-conference performer as an 8th grader. Plays on the 18-under team in Long Island, and you see why. A single chop to left field. You talked to Mike Massa in his 14th year leading the St. Anthony program. He said he's rarely had a lineup this dynamic, even over the course of these past 5 championship teams. Every player is a threat. And Casey Steinert is the latest. She's hitting .391 this year, 3 home runs, 21 RBIs, straight into the glove defensively of Sam Grillo, and Kellenberg will get out of the inning. It's 1-1 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Ava Golio stepping up to bat now for Kellenberg.
Leading off for Kellenberg.
Hitting .296 on the year with 14 RBIs, a mark that is third on the team. 8 stolen bases as well. Coming off that fantastic catch in left field to ensure that inning was about as good as it could have been for the Firebirds. Quick chop from Golio. Will scamper past third base, but foul. Fiordolisi on the mound, a sophomore from Mount Sinai. A potential Division I talent, according to her head coach, Mike Massa, but that time gets dinged up. A single for Golio. And this Kellenberg offense that, again, has struggled on and off this entire season in a really good rhythm, coming out of that Sacred Heart game, a whole lot of confidence. And it's flashing against St. Anthony's. It's just 2 runs in 2 games, in 2 full games, I should say, against the Friars this year for the Firebirds. Can they replicate that total in just 2 innings? Natalie McMichael, the second baseman, hitting .273 with 5 RBIs, 4 stolen bases on the year. She is a singles hitter for the most part. Again, where Fiordolisi becomes really dominant is when she gets that changeup working, as that ball is chopped through the gap. Well hit by McMichael to drive Golio to second, so 2 on, no outs. As Kellenberg continues to roll. And now it's Grace DePalma, the catcher. She has struggled hitting the ball this year at just 200, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base. But she is a tremendous athlete, according to Ken Conrad, knows the game exceptionally well, can play 3 different positions. She'll attempt the bunt, and that will dribble foul. DePalma's seen time at shortstop, throughout the outfield, and of course at catcher. This is a Kellenberg program that is frequently in the mix, both in the Catholic League and in terms of New York State competition. They are used to being in the top 25 in the state. In Conrad's 29 years, they've won 5 league titles and 3 Catholic state championships. Again, he describes this as a down year. They still have a chance with solid execution to win it all as both runners advance. A double steal. And small ball continues to pay dividends for Kellenberg as Ken Conrad knows his team has to be aggressive, has to force the issue against this St. Anthony squad that has just been dominant throughout the year. David versus Goliath would be overstating it, but St. Anthony's has operated in a different stratosphere than everyone else in the Catholic League this season. And so far, Kellenberg is playing them even to a T, maybe even slightly outplaying the Friars. As De Palma swings and misses. Bring up a 2-2 count. The emphasis from Ken Conrad, put the ball in play and see what happens. De Palma does just that. A chopper, ooh, just foul. A fantastic effort to stay alive. The Firebirds have done that really well through an inning and a half. Just battling Fiordalisi, not making things easy on the sophomore star. Fiordalisi drops that ball in. Wow, what a pitch. Late movement got De Palma. Let's give it another look. That drop ball. Freezing De Palma. Brings up Ava Anzalone, hitting 196 on the year, does have 14 RBIs. A power hitter who's churned out doubles and triples on a consistent basis when she's made contact. The issue is, again, just making that consistent contact. Anzalone also features the best throwing arm for Kellenberg defensively. 1 out, runners on second and third. Anzalone will stare down a strike. 0-2. And again, if you're Kellenberg, you just want Anzalone to find a way to put this ball in play, regardless of where it ends up. Good eye from Anzalone. Fiordalisi tops out in the low 60s and has really worked to improve her command as a sophomore. Fiordalisi off the mark again, 2-2. Great patience from Kellenberg and from Anzalone. Just driving up that pitch count on Fiordalisi, hoping if it doesn't pay off now, it will later in the afternoon. Good hit out to left field, and the catch made. The throw at the plate. Safe! What a run by Ava Golio. Able to find her way home, and the Firebirds lead it 2-1. As she was able to beat out the throw from Julie Murillo to Valentina Lula.
I mean, it's just not moving past the first inning. I mean, on this board itself.
So Natalie McMichael remains at second, and back to the top of the order. Bottiglieri drops one in instantaneously, and coming home is Natalie McMichael. Bottiglieri, the defending Catholic League Player of the Year, third-team All-American, taking over for the Firebirds. And in a shocking start, they lead it 3-1 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Batting shortstop, Sam Grillo.
Sam Grillo, money all year with runners in scoring position. 15 RBIs on the season. Has a good mix of power in a short game, hits doubles, hits triples, but a skillful bunter as well. And again, worth noting, if Kellenberg can pull off the upset today, they'll have to do it again as that ball is chopped high to center. Cruz will get under it. Easy play. But the Firebirds rip off 2 runs in the top of the second. They lead it 3-1.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You are watching the Catholic League Softball Championship here on Long Island, sponsored by the Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about. Once again, I'm Gavin Shull here with all of you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A 3-1 lead for Kellenberg over St. Anthony's. A sacrifice fly from Ava Anzalone to bring home Ava Golio. And then the double from Natalie Bottiglieri, who is now 2 for 2 on the day. That brought in Michaela O'Brien. And Maniscalco will look to continue the momentum she built up in that first inning against Valentina Lula, sitting .375 on the year. Good eye from Lula. Lula, a sophomore from Westbury. Is very athletic, features a strong throwing arm. And a bit of pop, too. 2 home runs on the year, 10 RBIs. Was drawn 17 walks, so very disciplined at the plate. That ball chopped foul, so 2-2 count. Or excuse me, it was a full count, and that'll be a walk. Lula will take her base. Her 18th drawn walk of the season. And now it's Ava Vandernorth, the sophomore second baseman from North Babylon. hitting .400 on the year, 13 RBIs, has drawn 9 walks, started every single game this season. And again, there is not an upperclassman in the starting lineup for St. Anthony's. So if you think this team is good, just wait 2 seasons. A group of talent that is nearly unprecedented in the Catholic League over the last 3 decades, according to Ken Conrad. Ball a little too far inside for Maniscalco. Chop to second and an easy play at first. Good bit of defending that time from Natalie McMichael, getting it over to Lauren Babbage. Babbage, again, just so solid at first base. Maybe a single error all year. Leah Fong hitting .211 this year, 7 RBIs. As that ball gets away from Maniscalco, and Lula will advance to third. So the official now bring her back to second. So 1 out, players on first and second, as, Vandernorth did beat out that throw. Maniscalco, she's been just a little off trying to hit that inside corner. Trying to get out of a bit of a jam here. Hoping to preserve that 3-1 lead. As that ball just sneaks in for a strike. Good pitch from Maniscalco. Julie Murillo batting, the Rookie of the Year a season ago at Brentwood High School. Very versatile player defensively. Has played some shortstop, has played second base. Starting at right field today. Again, an all-county performer as a freshman in Suffolk County. So a 2-2 count. Murillo just a very steady presence for this team. Fouled out of play. Maniscalco, again, a 4.42 ERA this year. She's a lefty. Has a tremendous 2-seam fastball and complements it with a drop ball and a changeup. Chopped and in for a hit for Murillo. And it will bring home an initial runner for the Friars. And it's a 1-run game here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. As Bella Cruz comes up. Scoring the run for St. Anthony's was Brooke Marty coming on to run. So that ball is chopped into the gap, and it's a bases-loaded situation for St. Anthony's Bella Cruz, matching her counterpart Natalie Bottiglieri hit for hit, as the star sophomore from Belmore is now 2 for 2 on the game. Just a good bit of hitting from Cruz. That one a little outside the strike zone, able to chop low, send it out to center, and put the Friars in a favorable situation as Ken Conrad comes out to the mound. knowing that this is a crucial juncture in this game as the Firebirds have gotten off to such a great start. A look at Mike Massa on the other side of things. Big happy birthday to Mike, who turned 72 days ago. Yesterday rather, a 1970 graduate of Comac South. Played college basketball at CW Post. And then an assistant at Walt Whitman, moved on to become the head coach at Half Hollow Hills West. A successful career there. Thought he would retire there, but then got the call from St. Anthony's, and when St. Anthony's calls, most people on Long Island usually listen. And since then, Massa has spent 14 seasons there, and again has turned this Friars softball program, as they are in basically every other sport, into a perennial powerhouse, as they're looking for their 5th consecutive Catholic League title. Jacqueline Mora at bat, trying to help in that pursuit. Again, she is a returning all Long Island player. 500 batting average on the year. As that one nearly left the park, was foul. So 1-2 count, and a golden opportunity for Maniscalco trying to escape this jam. What a stage for Maniscalco, the sophomore, in her first year on varsity. One of the biggest pitches of her young career coming up, and she gets the strikeout. Swing and a miss for Jacqueline Mora. And now the Firebirds just 1 out away from escaping this jam. So it's Josie Alfano, the freshman designated player out of Mount Sinai. So it's a distinction worth talking about in the Catholic League this year. Designated player comes in, hits for the pitcher. You can also use an EP or an extra player that is just a 10th batter. Sent high to center and run down by Botiglieri. Kellenberg able to deny the Friars another run with the bases loaded. So 1 run scored for St. Anthony's, 3 left on, and a 1-run lead for the Kellenberg Firebirds on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
So a reminder, this Catholic League softball championship game is sponsored by Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about. On to the top of the third. The Kellenberg Firebirds, fresh off a heart-stopping 5-4 win over the Sacred Heart Spartans to stay alive, move into this game, are continuing that momentum. The Firebirds just 12-10 on the season. The St. Anthony Friars 21-1. Not a lot of close games over those 22. Kellenberg trying to make this one close, and a hit to start off the third. Julia Maniscalco getting it done on the mound and getting it done behind the plate. And a pinch runner popping on for the Firebirds. It is Nicole Abenda. So it'll be Lauren Babbage, the second best hitter in this lineup in terms of batting average behind Bottiglieri. No one's particularly close to Bottiglieri's 662 batting average, which is just an insane number, but Lauren Babbage at 321, 18 RBIs, 2 doubles in her own right. A fantastic talent. Fiordalisi deals to her. Babbage on the bunt. A pump fake on the throw. Well done by Lula rather. But advancing to second is Abenda. Another look at that throw, well placed by Lula. Hitting Sarah Bilski. So it's Michaela O'Brien. Back up to hit for the Firebirds. 306 batting average, 6 RBIs, 6 stolen bases on the year. Also the leader of this team. He's a very dynamic player, both offensively and defensively. Chopped and dropped. Runners on the corners. Casey Steinert unable to make the play on third. And O'Brien will take the base. Another look at it. And it just felt like one of those plays where Steinert was trying to throw the ball before it was in her glove. So runners on the corners for the Firebirds, and this is maybe where you start to see some of that inexperience for St. Anthony's. Again, the whole lineup is freshmen and sophomores coming to play as a free base taken by O'Brien. Man, this Kellenberg team is pushing all the right buttons. Ken Conrad said it would take a perfect game to pull it off. We've seen pretty much that so far. With 2 on, 1 out. And there's a good pitch from Fiordalisi. Doing battle with Ava Golio, who scored the second run of this game. Golio swing and a miss as Fiordalisi gets a little bit of that momentum back. It's Natalie McMichael, who scored run number 3 last inning, 273 batting average, 5 RBIs, 4 stolen bases for her on the year. Fiordalisi, though, may be finding a bit of a rhythm now. 4 straight strikes for the sophomore from Mount Sinai. Good eye from McMichael. Again, McMichael primarily a singles hitter. Did a great job on the base paths last time when she was up. Fiordalisi just sneaking that one in, top right corner. And Fiordalisi just a 1.06 ERA on the season. One more strike to get out of the inning. Instead, a full count. Or rather, a 2-2. McMichael continuing to battle. Oh, that was close. Painting that corner, or attempting to, was Fiordalisi. McMichael held her ground. And that was just a little ahead of it last time. Now a full count. So another look Oh, man, that was close. A good job trying to frame it by Valentino Lula as that ball is put in the dirt. And taking her base with a plum is Natalie McMichael. And that brings up Grace DePalma, who again has, by and large, struggled this year, but did a nice job making contact and, at the very least, challenging Fiordalisi last time she was up. DePalma will take the strike. And that one just a little off the mark from Fiordalisi. Feels like another one of those crucial sequences for Kellenberg. DePalma against Fiordalisi, nominally a matchup you don't love if you're Ken Conrad, but to win this game, you need DePalma to find a way in this situation. Fiordalisi deals. DePalma, oh, couldn't keep it in. 2-2 count. DePalma, again, has not hit well this year, but knows the game exceptionally well. Has played 3 positions for this Firebirds team. Chopped over the head of Fiordalisi, and the play made at second. And St. Anthony's holds on defensively. Kellenberg strands 3, and the Friars will have a chance to tie this game up in the bottom of the third on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
We wanted to again thank our sponsors, the fantastic Bethpage Federal Credit Union. At Bethpage Federal Credit Union, we care about what you care about. A 3-2 lead for Kellenberg over St. Anthony's, the Firebirds. An exemplary opportunity to extend it, a bases-loaded situation, but Mila Fiordalisi picked it up. A strikeout of Natalie McMichael, and then Grace DePalma hitting into the second base shortstop gap, and a force at second got the Friars out of the inning. As that ball is put inside the jersey of Sarah Bilski, the freshman from Manorville, got a hit in her first at-bat. Bilski about as good of a start to her high school career as you could hope, hitting .426 on the year. And nearly a big-time chop in this championship game, but instead it soars right into the glove of Natalie Bottiglieri. Bottiglieri had a perfect defensive season a year ago with no errors. Has nearly replicated that this season. An offensive and defensive dynamo heading to play for Stonehill College. after this year. As that one is sent into right field, and a single for Casey Steinert. So the sophomore from Dix Hills gets on base and improves that .391 batting average on the season. Valentina Lula, the sophomore out of Westbury, be next up to deal with Maniscalco's best stuff. Sophomore on sophomore matchup. Lula has drawn 18 walks on the season, including one in her first at bat. Good job by Maniscalco. Man, that was just barely put into the zone. Look at Steinert at first. 21 RBIs on the year. As that ball is off the mark and a free base taken by Steinert, and imagine Ken Conrad is shaking his head in the dugout. Again, the emphasis was error-free softball for Kellenberg. It's hard to maintain that focus with this kind of stage, this level of intensity, as that ball is sent high, and getting under it to make the catch in right field is Ava Anzalone. Excuse me, Ava Anzalone. So Kellenberg putting together, or attempting to put together, another clean inning. And Leah Fong up to hit. I believe the only player in the St. Anthony's lineup hitting under 300. Makes up for it with her fielding and pitching. On the mound this season, she is 6-0, .62 ERA, and 48 strikeouts. As that one rose up a little too high on Maniscalco. Maniscalco, a very deceptive pitcher. Ahead of her years in terms of her ability to set up batters. Though Fong, again, a deceptive pitcher in her own right, not falling for that rise ball that time around. Maniscalco's strength, though, is that two-seam fastball. A good job framing it up by De Palma. De Palma plays a very clean game behind the plate for someone who is only a part-time catcher and a younger player. Chopped. So Fong stays alive. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Kellenberg trying to get out of this third inning with a lead, and they might not be able to do it. Fong, a double. Coming home to score is Steinert. And we are all tied up at 3 on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Into third is Leah Fong. Ambitious base running by Leah Fong, hitting just .211 on the year. The sophomore out of Merrick comes up with a big swing of the bat. She's understandably fired up. So you look at what happened to Kellenberg at the top of the inning. Bases loaded situation, unable to extend their lead. And when Ken Conrad talked about a perfect game, the perfect formula to win this one, it probably included getting a run there, and it probably included not giving up a run. In this situation is St. Anthony's. They don't want to play another day. They want to end the season right now. And this will be a real test of the mental game for Maniscalco. Can you bounce back? Such a big position for a sophomore. As, excuse me, it was Vandernorth on that triple. Leah Fong up to bat now. So apologies to Vandernorth, the big triple, a 400 hitter on the season. Coming up with a big play as Fong continues the momentum. She'll drive Vandernorth home. Fong will move on to second, and the St. Anthony's offense has woken up as the Friars have their first lead of this ball game. Look again at that sprint in from Vandernorth. Fong. Perfect placement on that ball into deep left. And back-to-back extra base hits for Vandernorth and Fong. Have the Friars up by 1, and the Kellenberg defense talking to Maniscalco. And now it's Julie Murillo again, the all-county shortstop a year ago at Brentwood before transferring into St. Anthony's. It's almost like what's going on in college basketball right now, where you have a great year at a smaller school, and then you move on to be part of a super team. That's what these Friars are, as that one is sent high into center field. We'll find the gap. Oh, no, it won't. What a rundown from Ava Golio. And now we'll throw it to Yao Bonsu. Yao, what do you have for us?
Thank you so much, Gavin. Yeah, what an inning it was for St. Anthony's, a St. Anthony's team that's looking for championship win number 6 in the past 8 years. Now, let's put that into perspective. Looking at the top-ranked Oklahoma Sooners over in college softball, they've been to the College World Series 6 out of the past 8 seasons. That is how dominant St. Anthony's has been. I spoke to head coach Mike Massa, and he told me it's all about the culture that he and his coaching staff have built up over what has been nearly a decade. And clearly, with those players, you spoke about it, it's basically like the transfer portal, and there's no better example of that than Bella Cruz. Transferred over from Mepham, despite being a sophomore, has had a huge impact on what can be an undefeated championship season for St. Anthony's. So while championship pedigree has been the theme for the Friars, they can add to that legacy today with the championship victory. Gavin?
Thanks so much, Yao. As an Oklahoma Sooners fan, I absolutely love that analogy, and I think it is a fantastic point by you. And Mike Massa, again, in his 14th year running this Friars program, he's done such a good job, again, building a level of cohesion. We always talk about this whenever we've covered the Friars in different sports, whether it's boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, football, softball. It's an enviable job in that you attract a whole lot of talent, but it's also an unenviable job in that you attract a whole lot of talent. It's hard to manage a lot of personalities. It's hard to manage a bench full of players that at their previous schools and in middle school were absolute stars. And if you're Mike Massa, you got to blend all those personalities together. You got to make sure everyone fits in at the right place in the right role. You got to make sure everyone's happy. There are just a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of personalities to incorporate, and give him a whole lot of credit. He's done a exemplary job of it. To Yao's point, 6 titles in 8 years for the Friars, and they look for their 5th straight tonight. So they're getting a heck of a challenge from Kellenberg. Chop straight back to Fiordalisi, who is able to make the play at first and throw out Ava Anzalone. So back to the top of the order, Natalie Bottiglieri, who's 2 for 2 on the day. Hard hit from Anzalone. And a quick recovery from Fiordalisi as Anzalone was hustling to try and turn that into a single. Couldn't quite stretch it out. And it's taken Bottiglieri just one swing on each of her 2 at-bats to get a base. And the same will hold true. 3 for 3 for Bottiglieri. I wonder if they'll count that as a hit or an error, but I'll give Bottiglieri all the credit in the world, as she has just casually dominated that matchup with arguably the best pitcher in the Catholic League this year in Fiordalisi. Man, oh man, 3 for 3 for Bottiglieri. She has stepped up on this championship stage. Grillo, conversely, 0 for 3 on the day. As Bottiglieri runs and is out! Oh, wow. A momentum-changing play. What a rip from Valentina Luna. And then well done on the tag from Ava Vandernorth, who got that big triple last inning to drive in the run. That feels like such a big sequence, as Bottiglieri was going for her second steal and couldn't quite get there. So instead of 1 out and a girl on second, it's an empty bases situation for Sam Grillo. 2 outs all of a sudden. That changes what you can do as a pitcher if you're me or Fiordalisi. You get to be just that much more aggressive. And you can attack knowing the worst case scenario will likely not result in a tie game. Felt like Kellenberg was winning the 50-50 plays over the first 2 innings of this game, and that has flipped over the next inning and a half. Fiordalisi goes inside. Again, Fiordalisi not hitting today, but also excellent as a hitter. 348, 6 RBIs on the year. As that one is sent foul, and Bielski was in the vicinity, but would have taken a whole lot of speed and anticipation, and then maybe a dive to boot to make a play on that ball. Beautiful night here at Hofstra, right around 62 degrees. Not a whole lot of humidity. As Fiordalisi will challenge Grillo. Grillo a chopper right over to Vandernorth. Easy play to Bielski. And thanks to a heck of a throw from Valentina Lula, the St. Anthony Friars will get out of the inning unscathed, up 4-3, heading into the bottom of the 4th on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Back to it on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Remember, this game is brought to you by the Bethpage Federal Credit Union at Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about. A 4-3 lead that the Friars of St. Anthony will try to extend a near perfect season for Mike Massa's squad, as the Friars are 21-1 on the year. Their lone loss to Mount St. Dominic in New Jersey, one of the perennial powers across the Hudson. But outside of that, you won't see too many close games on the Friars schedule. They've given up a run in, let's count it out together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 22 games they played this year. They've scored double-digit runs in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games this year. They win by an average score of about 8-1. And Bella Cruz, a big part of that dominance. 2 for 2 on the day for the sophomore from Belmore. Very much in contention with Natalie Bottiglieri and a couple of others for the Catholic League Player of the Year. And gets her third hit of the game in her third opportunity. Will try to turn it into a double. The relay will not be in time. Bella Cruz, electric on the base paths. Cruz won a Nassau County Championship at Mepham as a freshman, trying to go 2 for 2 in terms of titles. A Division I talent, according to her head coach, Mike Massa. And now it's Jacqueline Mora, 1 for 2 on the day, right in line with her 500 batting average on the season, as Cruz will pop back to second. Good attempt on the throw from De Palma. Jacqueline Moore again out of West Babylon. Leads the team in RBIs with 31, as well as extra base hits. She hit the game-winning home run to win the Catholic League title against Sacred Heart last season, as this one is nearly sent into the gap, but denied by Sam Grillo. Grillo, great anticipation, great tracking, and over-the-head catch to keep Cruz at second and earn the first out of this inning for the Firebirds. Man, Mora just didn't get quite enough on that ball. Needed just to drop more power. Grillo, great play defensively. As that ball is chopped, will it land fair? Oh, who just fell off the stick of Josie Alfano out of Mount Sinai. Oh, man, that was close. Take a look at where this ball lands, right on the outside of that first base line. That one is chopped into left field. Coming home is Bella Cruz, and scoring with ease is Bella Cruz. Putting in work against the new pitcher, Ava Golio. So an RBI single for Josie Alfano on her first hit of the game. Perfectly positioned, and with Cruz's speed, it was never a question. And it's a 5-3 lead for St. Anthony's over Kellenberg. Golio will deal inside. Golio goes again, redirected by Sarah Bilski out to deep center, and the play made by Bottiglieri and able to relay it in quickly, ensuring that Alfano could not advance. Well hit by Sarah Bilski. Better fielding from Natalie Bottiglieri. Ava Golio has to be a little tired after pitching against Sacred Heart, but has had a great season, a 3.49 ERA and a 5-1 record. A unique situation for her, having to pitch back-to-back, but Ken able to limit her usage enough in that first game that she's still able to pitch as she draws a swing and a miss from Casey Steinert. Golio going to work. Steinert straight onto the glove of O'Brien. O'Brien on the putout. So St. Anthony's scores 1 on an RBI single from Josie Alfano, bringing home Bella Cruz. Kellenberg will look to answer. It's the top of the 5th coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Appreciate you sticking with us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A blanket of clouds here at Hofstra. What a shot. And we also want to thank, of course, the Bethpage Federal Credit Union for making that shot possible. At Bethpage Federal Credit Union, we care about what you care about, and that means they care about cool shots of clouds. That's what I care about right now. And also this fantastic game, the Catholic League Softball Championships here on Long Island. A 5-3 lead for St. Anthony's over Kellenberg. Long Island schools and city schools competing for the crown this year. Unlike last season, there will be state playoffs in the Catholic League. We're off last year due to COVID, so St. Anthony's didn't get to advance further after a 5-2 championship win over Sacred Heart. Their 4th in a row. And that'll mean if the Friars can hold on, it'll be the first ever state tournament action for everyone in their starting lineup. Play made at third. Well done by Sarah Bilski at first. A throw from Casey Steinert. To force out Michaela O'Brien. Or excuse me, Julia Maniscalco on the out. So Lauren Babich up to hit. 321, 18 RBIs on the year. Babich straight into the waiting glove of Julie Murillo. Kellenberg, 7 outs now to score 2 runs and tie this game up. It's assuming they can deny the Friars any additional offense over the closing 2.5 innings. O'Brien, a slap hitter. Ken Conrad describes the offensive philosophy as rubber banding the defense, bunts and line drives. He's noted that in past years they'll be a little bit more dynamic offensively. This team just does not have, well, really any power. They do not have a home run on the year as a team. But it's a credit to what the Firebirds have done in the small ball game and defensively, and there's another fantastic example of it as Golio hits that one right between the gap formed by Jackie Mora and Casey Steinert to get on base in this crucial juncture for the Firebirds. And that'll bring up Ava Golia, who's scored one of the 3 runs on the day for Kellenberg and is into pitch now. Hard chop from Golio. This season is the first time that Golio was pitching in 3 years. Goes back to her middle school career last time she was on the mound. Picked it up again over the summer. And just had a great season for this Firebird squad. As O'Brien thought about going, was held up by the little pump fake from Lula behind home plate. So 2-2 counts, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Tying run is at home plate. Golio trying to help herself. Slow check swing. And a ball. Golio staying alive. Nice catch by a fan. Might have been one of the defensive plays of the day for Kellenberg there. Golio trying to advance O'Brien. Golio on the chop and lands foul. O'Brien was speeding, though. Already turning the corner towards third was Michaela O'Brien. Golio straight back to Fiordalisi, and Fiordalisi the easy play to Bielski at first. St. Anthony's gets out of the top of the 5th, up by 2 runs. We'll see if they can add to their lead next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Back to it on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The St. Anthony's bench is hyped up. And why wouldn't they be a 5-3 lead over Kellenberg? And Cascada just does that to people. A comeback for the Friars, down 3-1. A 3-for-3 afternoon for their star center fielder. Bella Cruz has certainly helped the efforts. The latest run scored last inning on an RBI single for Josie Alfano. As Ava Golio will get her second go-around, starting it off with Valentina Lula, the sophomore catcher, hitting .375, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 18 walks on the year. A good-looking first pitch from Golio. Golio features a screwball, a curveball, and this was emphasized by Ken Conrad, a very effective changeup. And that one is turned around and out to deep left. And we'll let you know who's in deep left. It was Ava Golio. Potentially Ariana Corrente in the outfield now for Kellenberg. Golio slightly off the mark, throwing to De Palma that time around. Bottom of the fifth here, NSCHSAA Softball Championship. Again, it's a double elimination format. Kellenberg lost their first game to Sacred Heart and then fought their way back with back-to-back wins. Most recently, as in about 2 hours ago, a 5-4 victory over that same Sacred Heart team to reach this championship game. And a walk for Golio will send Vandernorth, who got that game-changing RBI triple back in the third inning, to first base. Anyways, to conclude the original thought, Kellenberg, they have to win today and tomorrow to win a championship. St. Anthony's, they just need to win one. So if at the end of 7 they have the lead, they will be your Catholic League champions. Chopped high and straight back to Ava Golio off the stick of Leah Fong, who drove in Vandernorth for run number 5. That RBI double back in the 4th inning, or rather in the 3rd inning. And that brings up Julie Murillo. I liked how Mike Massa described her game. He said she's very smooth, she's very steady. And you can see it when she swings. It just looks effortless and natural, and it's a more subtle kind of athleticism than maybe someone like Bella Cruz possesses, but still a compelling skill set as that ball is thrown too tall from Grace De Palma. Good bit of base running from Ava Vandernorth. And now a runner in scoring position for St. Anthony's. Golio deals to Murillo. A 1-2 count. Golio to escape the inning. Murillo stays alive instead. Murillo, again, the Rookie of the Year at Brentwood High School, a multi-sport powerhouse out in Suffolk County. Murillo saw that one going high the whole way. This is St. Anthony's team that graduated Sophia and Bella Licata, Ava McKee, a season ago from that championship team. All freshmen and sophomores in this starting lineup. Murillo, good bit of power, but too high arcing on that one as it was straight into the glove of Ava Anzalone. That'll wrap up the fifth. Kellenberg, 2 innings to make up 2 runs here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Top of the 6th here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The St. Anthony Friars just 6 outs away from their 5th consecutive Catholic League title. Kellenberg has really battled again. In the first 2 matchups, it was a combined score of 17-2 in favor of St. Anthony's. Kellenberg has gotten better and better and better over the course of the year. And they are very much in this ball game, but still need a couple more plays. Grace DePalma trying to start things off here in the top of the 6th. Going up against Mila Fiordalisi, who after giving up 3 runs over the first 3 innings has found her stride. And the sophomore from Mount Sinai has been rolling, and that continues. Dropping that ball in low to fool DePalma. One strike away now from the initial out of this 6th inning. Again, Fiordalisi can top out in the low 60s, and her command has gotten better and better. DePalma got just enough of that ball to stay alive, and injured on the play is Lula. So Mike Massa will come out and check up on her. Lula getting helped up. She has a big smile on her face. Looks to hopefully be all right. Looks like she'll tough it out. Getting a round of applause from her crowd. Lula's played a strong game both offensively and defensively in this one. A big walk to start things off. And has done a good job keeping Fiordalisi calm and locked in on the mound. And there's a heck of a pitch from Fiordalisi. Late movement on that strikeout. Oh, man, that was dirty. And it's, now it's DePalma up to bat. That was Natalie McMichael previously. And if you're Ken Conrad or anyone in that Kellenberg dugout, you're just hoping, praying, begging, somehow, some way, either DePalma or Anzalone can find a way to get on base and give a chance to Natalie Bottiglieri, who has taken 3 swings in this game and has 3 hits in this game. The defending Catholic League Player of the Year has done just about all she can. And you got to figure all Bottiglieri can ask for, all she wants at this point in the game as a senior, or rather, as a senior, just a chance. She's guaranteed another at bat, but can only control her own destiny, her team's destiny, with a runner on the base paths. De Palma fouled. So a 2-1 count facing De Palma. Fiordalisi little high, trying to bend that ball back in. Full count. One of the biggest pitches of this ball game coming up. De Palma hitting just 200 on the year, stays alive. Good job battling that pitch off. Again, De Palma, a junior. Not a great season hitting the softball, excuse me, but just a very savvy player. Someone that you trust in a big spot. Knows the game so well. A high-level athlete. Needs to come up big here for Kellenberg. Chop to center field, and Bella Cruz, easy play. And that puts a whole lot of pressure on Ava Anzalone. To try and get back to the top of the order to Natalie Bottiglieri. But it feels like they're dealing with a different pitcher, as perhaps Fiordalisi might have been a little bit of nerves at the top of this game. But the sophomore has hit her stride. Check swing from Avalone. Well done. Or excuse me, by Anzalone. And just a late drop that time from Fiordalisi. It felt like her stuff has gotten nastier and nastier as this game has gone along. A 95 strikeout to 19 walk ratio on the year for Fiordalisi. Another player who comes from one of those athletic powers, transferring in from Mount Sinai. Again, St. Anthony's composed of the best throughout Long Island. That one sent deep into center field. Running back is Cruz and able to make the play. Bella Cruz all year long has dove into fences. She's dove over fences. She has about as good of a glove as you will see on this level, and she gets the Friars out of the top of the sixth. St. Anthony's 3 outs away from a Catholic crown.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Bill Edwards Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University, and this championship game, This championship sportscast is sponsored by the Bethpage Federal Credit Union. At the Bethpage Federal Credit Union, we care about what you care about.
Leading off St. Anthony's number 35.
Big thanks to the Bethpage Federal Credit Union, as this has been a classic. St. Anthony's, again, has not really played close games this season in the Catholic League. Undefeated in Catholic League play on the season. Most of those wins in dominant fashion. The Firebirds have given the Friars all they can handle. There's been such an emphasis on winning with small ball and defense this year for Ken Conrad's squad. He talked about in a phone call this week how they had a 2-hour practice that was devoted to nothing but suicide squeezes. And he said, you know what, it paid off. We got a suicide squeeze that helped preserve the lead in our very next game. They spend about 70% of their total practices on team defense with the understanding that this just isn't a team that's going to win very often with offense. And in turn, they have fought their way into this championship game after an outstanding defensive effort against the Sacred Heart team that was considered by many the favorite coming into that game. As Bella Cruz will take that pitch for a 3-1 count. Working against Ava Golio. Cruz 3 for 3 on the day. A couple of big plays in the outfield, including the third out in the top of this 6th inning. We'll now move to a full count. Golio deals Cruz straight into the happily waiting glove of Sam Grillo. So up comes Jacqueline Mora.
Jackie Mora.
And you'll see everyone back off a little bit more. As Kellenberg, not much of a shifting defense, but the speed of Cruz is such that however you play defense, you move in a little bit. Mora, good job checking that swing. Again, Mora came up clutch in this situation a year ago. The championship-winning home run against Sacred Heart. Can she replicate the feat here? Mora straight out into the gap between center and left field. And in for a single. As Kellenberg looks to provide a little bit of cushion heading into the top of the 6th. It's Josie Alfano who pushed in the last run via the legs of Bella Cruz on an RBI single back in the 4th inning. Alfano, like her starting pitcher out of the Mount Sinai area. Alfano, the designated player today, but also plays catcher. Has a really strong arm at that spot. Hard chop there. 1-2 count. The way St. Anthony's has defended this year is already a really tall task for Kellenberg to make up 2 runs. Anything more than that will just be a tough challenge as that ball looks to drop in, and it does on the error. Throw to second in time. So a moot point as you saw a rare miss in right field that time from Anzalone, but made up for it ripping that ball to Natalie McMichael, and in turn beating Jackie McMora to the base.
Adding first baseman Sarah Bielski.
Excuse me, Jackie Mora added an extra Mick there. So 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Sarah Bielski 1 for 3 on the day, up to bat on the 18 and under team on Long Island, and she starts this one with a foul and a good play made by DePalma tracking it down. Kellenberg will have one final opportunity. If not, St. Anthony's will be champs for the 5th time in a row. That next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Three outs, potentially left to decide a championship. Whether it's more than that will depend on the Kellenberg offense. Natalie Botiglieri up to lead off the top of the 7th. I want to remind you this game is sponsored by the Bethpage Federal Credit Union. At the Bethpage Federal Credit Union, we care about what you care about. Botiglieri 3 for 3 on the day, though, in one of the more heart-stopping and important sequences of this game. She was thrown out at second base last time she was up. Again, swings on the first pitch and flies out straight to Bella Cruz. And that has to just lower the spirits of the Firebirds. Again, Botiglieri is quite literally 30% of their offense, has scored 30% of their runs this year. The defending Catholic League Player of the Year, third-team All-American, hitting .662 on the season. Started off today 3 for 3, has swung at every first pitch, has gotten a hit on every first pitch up until now. 3 for 4. Sam Grillo. It was such a thrilling victory to advance to this game earlier this afternoon. 5-4 over Sacred Heart. Grillo, an over-the-head catch to end that game, made a similar catch to end an inning in this game. And fouls that one right out of the stadium for a 1-1 count. It was a choppy start for Mila Fiordalisi. Perhaps the most important sequence of this one came in that second inning, or rather the third inning, a bases-loaded situation for Kellenberg. They were unable to score out of it despite just one out initially. As Grillo sends this ball back, Cruz under it, and the Friars just 1 out away from their 5th consecutive title. It's on Julia Maniscalco. She does have a hit on the day. Scored a run. .298 batting average on the year, 11 RBIs, 4 stolen bases. Did an admirable job on the mound on this start. And takes the first pitch looking. Pitcher on pitcher, championship on the line. A piece of it for Maniscalco, a 1-1 count. Fiordalisi Joe just missed outside. The Friars faithful trying to encourage Fiordalisi. The dugout for Kellenberg watching on. Sent to short to Mora, and safe is Maniscalco. Season on the line. Hit of the year for Julia Maniscalco. And coming on to run in her place once again is Nicole Abenda. And that'll bring up the tying run in the Lauren Babbage.
First baseman, Lauren Babbage.
Babbage has hit .321 on the year, has 18 RBIs, has 2 doubles. Ken Conrad and company would love a third here. Again, the term Conrad uses to describe Babbage is radically consistent. She is as solid of a player as there is defensively on all of Long Island. Offensively, very good in her own right. Benda on first. Babbage on the chop, and that'll do it. Mount Sinai is once again the champions of the Catholic League. St. Anthony Friars, a 5-3 victory over Kellenberg. The catch from Sarah Bielski, a 5th straight title for St. Anthony's. And what a tremendous effort by Kellenberg. Staying in this game, fighting and fighting and fighting, but you give this Friars team so much credit, such a young group. All freshmen and sophomores in the starting lineup. And they're able to bounce back after a tough start. And you got to remember, this isn't a team that played a lot of close games throughout the year. And yet, they had the resiliency to push back, get into this game, and down the stretch, Mila Fiordalisi took over, bumped up by a 3-for-4 performance from Bella Cruz, and the Friars, a 5th straight title, their 6th in 8 years, and only good vibes on the St. Anthony side. We'll take a break and be right back to wrap it up on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
The St. Anthony Friars, for the 5th year in a row, are the champions of the Catholic League on Long Island. 22-1 on the season, and we'll throw it down for the trophy presentation for our entire crew here at the Varsity Media Sports Network. I am Gavin Shaw. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for the trophy presentation to the St. Anthony's Friars.
For hosting the championship games. Presenting the awards at home plate. is the athletic director from St. Anthony's, Joseph Minucci. The first award is presented to the Outstanding Pitcher of the Year, which goes to Mila Fiordalise of St. Anthony's. The second award is presented to the Outstanding Player of the Year, which goes to Natalie Baudelaire from Kellenberg High School. Now with the team captains from Kellenberg, please come up to accept the team runner-up award. And now the individual championships awards are presented to the following team members from St. Anthony's High School. Josephina Alfano. Alexis Amante. Sarah Bielski. Isabella Cruz. Madison D'Alessandro. Samantha Ferrara. Mila Fiordalise. Leah Fong. Nicole Ganascoli. Valentina Lula. Brooke Marty. Jacqueline Mara. Julie Murillo. Gwyneth Knoll. Jessica Pizzo. Casey Steinert. Ava Vandernorth. Skylar Wickland. Assistant coach Steve Stepanidis. And head coach Michael Massa. Now with the team captains from St. Anthony's, please come up to accept the team championship award. The final award of the evening is presented to the 2022 tournament's most valuable player, which goes to Bella Cruz from St. Anthony. As a reminder, St. Anthony's will be playing the winner of the Brooklyn Queens Diocese Championship on Saturday, May 28th at Moore Catholic in Staten Island at 11 a.m. The winner of that game will face the winner of the New York Buffalo game for the state championship at 2 o'clock at the Staten Island Little League Complex. We thank you all for attending and supporting our programs. Good night.